Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing really well and that you are enjoying the last few weeks of your summer if you're not back in school yet. And if you are back in school, I hope that you are enjoying your first couple of days back. And if you're working, I hope that you're enjoying being out of school. Today I thought that I would give you some tips for going back to school, as I am not going back to school this year, but I'm kind of going through withdrawal because I really enjoyed university, and now that I'm not there, it's kind of bittersweet. I like being out of school, but I also really enjoyed my time, so I thought that I would give you some tips for going back to school. So my first tip for you guys, number one, is to stay organized. I did a horrible job at this in high school, and I got better in university when I discovered that my school had this calendar that was attached to our email, and everyone in the school had it, so it was cool because you could put in appointments and stuff, and you could ask people to attend them with you, so that it would go in your calendar and their calendar, and you could share calendars so you could see when other people were busy. And I started using it because one of my jobs required me to, but then by the end of school I literally wouldn't do anything unless it was in this like email calendar thing. So if your school, your high school or your university or college has a feature like that where you can tie it to your email and you can add your friends in and schedule everything all together, I would suggest using that. Another thing that I also really like to use is an agenda. This one's old. It's the Kate Spade one from last year. You don't necessarily have to use a Kate Spade one. You can use whatever one you want. I got this one on sale. The reason I like this one is because it has a calendar where you can see the full month, and then when you turn the page it has a spot that you can write in things for each day. So I liked it because I could see the full month version, and I would write out all my due dates then and when I was working and things, and then on each day I would write what pages of reading I wanted to get done or what assignments I wanted to work on. So I liked it because I could break it up into ways that made sense for me, but you can find a whole bunch of different types of agendas and just figure out what type works for you and what you like to use. There's also a bunch of apps that you can add on your phone if you don't want to be carrying around an agenda. My number 2 tip for you guys is that grades aren't everything, and to remember to have a balance when you're going to school. So yes, grades are important and you need to make sure that you're working hard at school, but you also need to make sure that you're getting enough sleep and eating and taking care of yourself, and you also need to make sure that you're getting involved and doing things with your friends outside of school. So just make sure to have a balance of everything in your life. Work-life balance or school-life balance is way easier to talk about than to actually do, but what I like to do is, again, in your agenda, schedule out exactly what you're doing. So like I said, in that Zimbra calendar, the one online that was attached to my email, I would literally schedule in when I was watching TV shows, when I was going for coffee, when I was doing work, because then I could say during these times this is what I'm doing and this is where I'm dedicating my time. But again, just find what works for you, but don't forget to take care of yourself. Working hard at school is important, but also working hard at making sure that you're doing well in every aspect of your life is also important, and like I said, way easier said than done. You could also do days where you dedicate certain days to certain school subjects or certain days to just work and taking care of yourself, whatever works for you. If you have good tips for that, because like I said, I wasn't great at work-life balance, leave them down in the comments below and share with each other your tips on that, because I feel like it's something that we can always learn how to do just a little bit better. My third tip for you is to get involved in your school community. I really didn't like high school, but I loved university, and I think one of those reasons is because I did get involved and I worked for the university and I did things within the school community, which I think is why I loved it so much more. You may be busy with like things outside of school, like sports and stuff like that, and then schoolwork and a job as well maybe, but I would say try and get involved in the school community in some way, because I feel like when you're involved in the school community, you're going to like school a whole lot more. And I didn't realize this until university and when I was learning about community development theories and things like that, which is kind of getting into something way deeper than I'm going to in this video. But I really do think that you'll enjoy school a lot more if you get involved some way in the school community. So if you are not liking school as much, maybe try doing something, whether it's, you know, being on like the, what's it called, patrol. We had it in elementary school, like where you held the stop sign and stuff, in that community, or whether it's getting involved in your residence in university, or whether it's getting involved in a club that you're really interested in, or whether it's starting your own club. I know that my school you could submit forms and stuff and start your own club, so if you didn't find a club that you want to be involved in, start one of your own. Take that initiative. I know that I wish I'd started a euchre club at my university. So if your university doesn't have a euchre club, or your college doesn't have a euchre club, and you want to start a euchre club, start one. What's the harm? My fourth tip for you guys is to use your resources. I know in high school and university and college there's so many resources, and for some reason as students, a lot of us often are hesitant to use those resources, but they're there and people want to help you. I know for me in high school and in university I got less stubborn for this, but for any of my viewers out there that are registered with their Center for Students with Disabilities or have extra help in certain ways, for some reason for me, I know, and I know for probably a lot of you, we're very hesitant to use those, but honestly they're there to help you. In high school I never used them, and then in university I refused to in the first couple years, so I ended up writing exams in those big gyms and waiting in those big lines, and then eventually I was like, this is silly, I have extra help and I have resources that I can use, why aren't I using them? And by my 5th year of university I was able to go and write exams in a private room with just me, which was so nice to be able to, get comfortable, sit cross-legged, take my shoes off, write the exam without the stress of other people being around. So if you do have those accessible to you, don't be afraid to use them. Also, don't be afraid to use your guidance counselor or your program counselor. They're there to help you and help you make sense of things. In university and college, don't be afraid to use your residence life staff. They are there to help you. They want to help you. Please make sure you're utilizing them. They also are really great resources to point you to other resources that your college or university has, and there's probably so many that you don't even know exist, so please feel free to go and ask them for help. Also, don't be scared to ask your profs or your teachers for help. They, again, 99% of them got into that profession because they want to see you succeed. So don't be afraid to go up to them. They're just people too. A lot of my friends are now becoming teachers, and I know they really want to see you guys succeed, and they're in it because they want to help students. So don't be afraid to go up and ask them for help as well. Use your resources. You're going to do so much better if you're able to utilize everything that's there, and the school puts a lot of effort into providing those for you so that you're able to use them. So please use your resources. My 5th and final tip for you guys is kind of a double-sided one, but it is that high school and university and college eventually come to an end. So I know this is kind of sad or weird to be a tip, but you can see it in one of two ways. For me, I hated high school. It was not a great 4 years for me. I really struggled, but my best friend absolutely loved high school. She was involved in the rowing team. She did great academically. She had lots of friends in high school. She loved it. And then it was kind of the opposite for us for university. She didn't love it as much, and I absolutely adored my university years. I got involved in the community. I made so many new friends, had so many new experiences. I moved away from home. I absolutely loved every second of my 5 years, and I would, in a heartbeat, go back and do it all over again. Just remember that it does end. If you're not enjoying it, that means that you just gotta make it through, one step at a time, one day at a time. Eventually you will be done and you will move on to bigger and better things. You just gotta get through it right now, and I know that sometimes it's super hard, especially for me in high school. It sucked, but after I got through high school, stuff got so much better. So if you're not enjoying it, just remember that it does end. So just take it one day at a time. Try and get involved. Ask your teachers for help. Ask your friends for help. Try and make the best of every day, and just remember, if it's hard right now, you're gonna get through it, and it's gonna be so much better when you come out the other side. Also, for the people that are enjoying it, my same advice to you is that it does end. So please enjoy every second, take in every minute, get as much out of the experience as you can, get as involved as you want to get involved. Work hard at your university or college or high school grades, make lots of friends, and enjoy the time that you have with them, because, like I said, it does end, and if I could go back to university, I would in a heartbeat. So I know by the end, even for me in university, I was like, oh my goodness, please get me out of here. I'm ready to be done with school. But like I said, it does end, so just cherish every moment and enjoy every moment of your year. I hope this year is incredible for all of you, no matter whether you're in elementary, high school, college, university, working, whatever it is. Just, I hope you guys knock it out of the park and enjoy every second of it, because like I said, it's never going to come around again, so make sure to enjoy it while it's here. I hope this advice was kind of helpful for some of you, and that you can take it and run with it and use it to your advantage during this year. If you have any advice for people that I haven't talked about, or you want to talk about any of my tips, please feel free to do so in the comments below. I would love to hear your tips for making a better school year. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And as always, I hope you guys have a splendid week, and I will see you real soon. Bye guys! Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't checked out my last video, it will be linked in this end card, as well as all my social media links. So if you would like to follow me during my everyday life, you know, Instagram, Twitter, all those cool things are also linked there. Thanks again for watching, guys, and bye.